Have you ever found yourself scrolling endlessly through social media, feeling a strange mix of emptiness and anxiety, only to realize hours have vanished? Or maybe you felt that nagging sensation that you should be doing something productive, but the allure of another short video, another quick hit of online entertainment is just too strong to resist? This constant need for stimulation is the modern condition. This isn't a mere lack of willpower, this is the modern condition. In 2017, a groundbreaking study by researchers at the University of California, San Diego, revealed a startling trend. The average American was consuming information for a staggering 11 hours each day. This represented an increase from 8 hours just a decade earlier, and as we'll see, this trend has only continued. Now consider this. This study was conducted before the meteoric rise of platforms like TikTok. If we fast forward to 2024, it becomes evident that with the proliferation of short-form video content and the constant connectivity we all experience, this number is likely even higher, perhaps approaching an astonishing 13 or 14 hours per day. We are drowning in a sea of information, constantly bombarded with stimuli designed to capture our attention, even if just for a few fleeting seconds. This is far beyond mere passive consumption. It represents a fundamental rewiring of our brains. What will become of our minds, our ability to focus, and our very sense of self in this brave new world? We are living in an unprecedented time in human history. Never before have we had such immediate access to an endless stream of information and entertainment. It is as if the entire sum of human knowledge and creativity were readily available, at our fingertips, accessible with just a click or a swipe. This constant influx of stimuli, while seemingly enriching, is subtly reshaping our neural pathways, creating a dependence on instant gratification and short bursts of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with motivation and reward. This is not an abstract concept, but a tangible physiological change occurring within our brains. We are not simply choosing to be distracted, we are being conditioned to crave distraction. And this conditioning has profound implications for our productivity, our well-being, and our ability to find meaning in our lives. This hyper-connected world, with its constant barrage of notifications, updates, and carefully curated highlight reels, promises connection, but often delivers a profound sense of isolation. We find ourselves connected to everyone and everything, yet somehow disconnected from ourselves. The human brain, for all its remarkable complexity, is fundamentally a pattern-seeking machine. It thrives on predictability and routine, using past experiences to inform future actions. This ability to learn and adapt, known as neuroplasticity, is what allows our species to survive and thrive. However, the very same mechanism that allows us to learn a new language or master a musical instrument can be hijacked by the relentless tide of digital stimulation. When we constantly seek out novel, easily digestible information, our brains adapt to expect this constant flow of rewards. The pathways associated with deep focus, sustained attention, and delayed gratification weaken, while those linked to instant reward and novelty seeking become stronger. We are, in essence, training our brains to become addicted to distraction. Imagine the brain as a vast network of interconnected roads. The more a particular road is used, the wider and smoother it becomes, allowing for faster and more efficient travel. Conversely, roads that are rarely used become overgrown and difficult to traverse. This is precisely what is happening within our brains in the age of digital hyperstimulation. Consider the feeling you get when you receive a notification on your phone. That familiar ping, that subtle vibration triggers a small release of dopamine in your brain. This is the same neurotransmitter that is released when we eat delicious food, have sex, or engage in other pleasurable activities. It is a signal from your brain that says, "This is good, do more of this." The problem is that these digital notifications are designed to be addictive. Social media platforms, video games, and streaming services are all engineered to maximize engagement, to keep us hooked for as long as possible. They exploit our brain's natural reward system, transforming us into passive consumers, constantly seeking the next dopamine hit. But what if there was a way to reclaim control, to rewire our brains for focus, discipline, and genuine satisfaction? What if the key to unlocking our potential lies not in consuming more, but in embracing something that our modern world has deemed anathema? Boredom. Think about it. When was the last time you truly allowed yourself to be bored? Not just passively scrolling through your phone while waiting in line, but truly, deeply bored. In our hyper-connected world, boredom has become a state to be avoided. At all costs, we have an arsenal of digital tools at our disposal to fend off even the slightest hint of inactivity. But what if this fear of boredom is actually preventing us from achieving our full potential? What if boredom, far from being a void to be filled, is actually a fertile ground for creativity, introspection, and growth? This seemingly empty space is where our minds can truly wander, make unexpected connections, and ultimately recalibrate our internal reward system. By embracing boredom, we can begin to reclaim our attention, reshape our brains, and rediscover the joy of deep work and meaningful engagement with the world around us. The truth is that the constant pursuit of stimulation is leaving us feeling depleted, anxious, and unfulfilled. We are so busy chasing the next dopamine hit that we are losing touch with what truly matters: our goals, our values, and our inner selves. We are trapped in a cycle of instant gratification, constantly seeking external validation and fleeting moments of pleasure, while neglecting the deeper, more enduring satisfaction that comes from pursuing meaningful goals and cultivating genuine connections. We have become so accustomed to the constant buzz of digital stimulation that silence and the introspection it invites have become unsettling, even frightening. But it is in this silence, in this seemingly unproductive state of boredom, that we can truly begin to hear ourselves think. It is where we can begin to cultivate the discipline, focus, and self-awareness necessary to achieve our goals and live a more fulfilling life. This is not about rejecting technology altogether. It is about reclaiming our agency, about consciously choosing how we interact with the digital world rather than being passively consumed by it. It is about recognizing that true fulfillment comes not from the constant pursuit of external stimulation, but from the cultivation of inner peace and the pursuit of meaningful endeavors. Let's delve into the science of how this works. Your brain has a remarkable network called the default mode network, or DMN. This network becomes active when your mind is at rest, not focused on any particular external task. It is in this state, when you are seemingly doing nothing, that your brain is actually hard at work, consolidating memories, processing emotions, and making connections between seemingly disparate pieces of information. It is like your brain's internal cleanup crew, tidying up the mental clutter and making space for new insights and ideas to emerge. When you are constantly bombarded with external stimuli, your DMN doesn't get a chance to do its job. You are essentially preventing your brain from doing the crucial behind-the-scenes work that is essential for learning, creativity, and overall cognitive function. It is the difference between allowing your computer to defragment its hard drive, optimizing its performance, and constantly interrupting the process, leading to a slow and inefficient machine. Now let's talk about dopamine in more detail. It is not just the pleasure hormone. It is more accurately described as the motivation molecule. It is the driving force behind our desire to seek out rewards, to learn new things, and to achieve our goals. When we accomplish something challenging, our brains release dopamine, reinforcing the neural pathways associated with that activity, making us more likely to repeat it in the future. This is how we learn and grow. However, when we are constantly exposed to low-effort, high-reward stimuli, like scrolling through social media or watching short, entertaining videos, our brains become flooded with dopamine, and our baseline levels of this crucial neurotransmitter begin to drop. We become less sensitive to dopamine, requiring ever-increasing levels of stimulation to feel the same sense of reward. This is why seemingly simple tasks, like reading a book or focusing on a work project, can feel so incredibly difficult in the age of constant distraction. Our brains have been rewired to crave the easy dopamine hits, making the effort required for sustained attention feel almost painful. The ancient Romans had a phrase for it: panem et circenses, bread and circuses. The poet Juvenal coined this term to describe the practice of appeasing the populace with free food and entertainment, thereby distracting them from political and social issues. Sound familiar? In many ways, our modern-day digital distractions serve a similar purpose. They keep us entertained, engaged, and ultimately docile. They offer us an escape from the complexities and challenges of real life, providing a constant stream of readily available pleasures. But this comes at a cost. By constantly seeking out these easy distractions, we are essentially trading our potential for immediate gratification. We are sacrificing our long-term goals and aspirations for the fleeting satisfaction of another like, another share, another video. We become passive consumers of information rather than active creators of our own lives. This is not to say that all entertainment is bad. The problem arises when it becomes our default mode, when we use it as a constant escape from the challenges and responsibilities of life, hindering our personal growth and the pursuit of meaningful goals. This is not just about entertainment. It is about the fundamental human need for meaning and purpose. When our lives are devoid of meaningful challenges, when we are not actively working towards something that we find valuable and fulfilling, we are more likely to fall prey to the allure of instant gratification. So how do we break free from this cycle? How do we reclaim our attention, rewire our brains, and rediscover the power of focus and discipline? The answer, perhaps surprisingly, lies in embracing boredom. By consciously creating space for boredom in our lives, we can begin to reset our dopamine baselines, allowing our brains to become more sensitive to the rewards that come from sustained effort and meaningful engagement. We can create an environment where the default mode network can flourish, fostering creativity, introspection, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It is about actively choosing to engage with activities that require effort, focus, and delayed gratification, even if they initially feel uncomfortable or boring. This might involve reading a challenging book, learning a new skill, engaging in deep work, or simply spending time in nature, away from the constant buzz of technology. Think of it as a dopamine detox. Just as a recovering addict needs to abstain from their substance of choice to allow their brain chemistry to return to normal, we need to periodically abstain from the hyper-stimulating digital distractions that have become so pervasive in our lives. This is not about abandoning technology altogether. It is about being mindful of how we use it. It is about recognizing that our attention is a precious resource and that we need to be intentional about how we allocate it. By creating periods of intentional boredom, we are essentially giving our brains a chance to reset, recalibrate, and rediscover the joy of deep, focused engagement. It is akin to allowing a muscle to rest and recover after a strenuous workout. The rest period is not a sign of weakness, but a crucial component of the growth process. Here is a practical approach you can start implementing today. Create a hierarchy of activities. On one end of the spectrum, place the activities that provide the most instant gratification, with the least amount of effort and the least long-term benefit. Scrolling through social media, watching random videos online, playing casual mobile games. On the other end, place activities that require significant effort and focus, but offer substantial long-term benefits. Reading a challenging book, working on a creative project, learning a new skill, engaging in deep work. In between, you will have activities that fall somewhere in the middle, offering a moderate level of stimulation and a moderate level of long-term benefit, such as listening to a podcast while doing chores or taking a walk in nature. This is your own personal dopamine menu, a guide to help you make more conscious choices about how you spend your time and attention. The key is to start your day, or at least significant blocks of your day, with the activities at the less stimulating, more beneficial end of the spectrum. By making these activities the most readily available option and by consciously removing the more stimulating distractions, you are essentially forcing your brain to find rewards in activities that actually contribute to your growth and well-being. This is where the magic happens. As you engage in these boring activities, your brain will gradually start to release dopamine in response to the small victories, the incremental progress you make. You will begin to find satisfaction in the act of focusing, in the process of learning, in the quiet moments of introspection. You will in essence be retraining your brain to appreciate the rewards that come from sustained effort and delayed gratification. Now, this is not going to be easy. Your brain, accustomed to the constant influx of dopamine, will likely rebel at first. You will experience feelings of restlessness, agitation, and an almost overwhelming urge to reach for your phone or to open your laptop. This is normal. This is your brain throwing a tantrum because it is not getting its usual fix. But you must persevere. You must resist the temptation to give in to the easy distractions. Every time you choose to focus on a challenging task, instead of succumbing to the allure of instant gratification, you are strengthening the neural pathways associated with discipline, focus, and willpower. You are essentially rewiring your brain for success. This is where the concept of patience becomes critical. This is not a quick fix. It is a gradual process of rewiring your brain, of reshaping your habits, and of redefining your relationship with technology. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you give in to temptation, but do not despair. The key is to keep trying, to keep coming back to your intention, to keep reminding yourself why you embarked on this journey in the first place. It is about understanding that true lasting satisfaction arises not from the fleeting pleasures of instant gratification, but from the deep sense of accomplishment that comes with pursuing meaningful goals and overcoming challenges. It is about recognizing that boredom is not an enemy to be feared, but a powerful tool for growth and self-discovery. Over time, as you continue to practice this approach, you will find that your ability to focus improves dramatically. You will find yourself able to engage in deep work for extended periods, without feeling the constant urge to check your phone or switch to another task. You will discover a newfound appreciation for the simple acts of reading, writing, thinking, and creating. And perhaps most importantly, you will find that you are more present in your life, more engaged with the world around you, and more connected to your own inner self. You will begin to experience a sense of calm and clarity that you may not have felt in years. This is the power of embracing boredom. It is the key to unlocking your potential, to achieving your goals, and to living a more meaningful and fulfilling life. This journey of reclaiming your attention and embracing boredom is a deeply personal one. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. You will need to experiment, to find what works best for you. You will need to be patient with yourself, to celebrate your successes, and to learn from your setbacks. The path to a more focused and fulfilling life is not a straight line, but a winding road with its share of ups and downs. But the journey itself is worth it. It is a journey of self-discovery, of growth, and of reclaiming your agency in a world that is constantly vying for your attention. So, I encourage you to take some time to reflect on your own relationship with technology and with boredom. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly allowed yourself to be bored? What activities bring you a sense of deep satisfaction, even if they require effort and focus? How can you create more space for these activities in your life? What steps can you take, starting today, to reclaim your attention and rewire your brain for focus, discipline, and genuine fulfillment? This is not just about productivity or achieving more. It is about living more intentionally, more authentically. The answers to these questions may very well surprise you, and they may just lead you on a path to a more meaningful and fulfilling life than you ever thought possible. The power to reshape your mind, to reclaim your focus, and to create a life of purpose and meaning lies within you. It always has. And it is waiting to be unlocked, not through another app, another video, another distraction, but through the simple, profound act of embracing the quiet power of boredom.